Well, y'all, fall spring may be gone. With some short interruptions, real spring may be here to stay. Let's talk about it in this Monday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Good morning. It's Monday, the 19th of February, 2024. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Boldy-in-Chief David Reimer. A very warm, dry week ahead across the state of Texas as, well, spring seems to be here to stay mostly, although I'm sure there will be interruptions over the next 4 to 6 weeks as winter's last grasps try to invade our neck of the country. But the way things are looking now, uh, we'll see. That being said, until we're past Easter, I would be very hesitant to say we're done with a freeze type situation, but as it looks now, the next couple of days to at least a week, it's probably not going to happen. Let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh model for today, tonight, and tomorrow. We're not looking for rain. We're just at this point looking for clouds in the sky. And yeah, we're going to have some cloud covered today across the western third of Texas. We are going to have fog tomorrow morning. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then as we get into tomorrow afternoon, some upper level clouds moving across the Panhandle, Big Country, Northwest Texas, and Texoma. Now, as we get into tomorrow morning, we are expecting fog across portions of the Edwards Plateau, south central Texas, South Texas, the coastal bend, up into the coastal plain, southeast Texas, maybe sketchy fog up into the hill country and north Texas. Some of that fog will be dense and reduce visibilities to below 1/4 mile, so dense fog for several hours Tuesday morning, including Eagle Pass, Del Rio, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, Victoria, perhaps up to Austin, New Braunfels, over to Houston, Bryan College Station, and perhaps even parts of North Texas, including the DFW Metroplex. That'll burn off pretty quickly by 10 to 11 a.m. Tuesday. And that's it for the weather hazards over the next 2 days. If you're wondering how much rain we're expecting in the state of Texas through, well, next Monday, the 26th, zero, zilch, nada, not going to happen. It is drier than we want it to be over the next week. All right, let's pop on over to what we will have to watch, especially as we get into Wednesday, as we see winds increase across the state, 30 to 40 miles an hour. Adds the threat of wildfires, grass fires, the fire danger. Yes, indeed, it is back, and for today, generally speaking, we're looking at moderate to high tomorrow. Low across the eastern half of Texas, moderate along and west of Interstate 35, and then high to locally very high, the Panhandle, West Texas, down into the Trans-Pecos, Permian Basin, Big Bend, the Borderland region, and then on Wednesday, we just bump it up to very high to locally extreme across the Panhandle, West Texas, the Permian Basin, Davis Guadalupe Mountains, Trans-Pecos, the Borderland regions, and the Big Bend. And that's when we're also going to see the winds increase. Even though we are not expecting precipitation across the state over the next 7 days, we are going to be seeing periods of gusty winds. All right, temperatures over the next several days. Here we go. Highs today, 60s, 70s, low 80s. So we head into Tuesday, more 80s. Generally speaking, 70s, eastern half of Texas, 80s, Big Country, Concho Valley, Edwards Plateau, down into the Permian Basin, parts of northwest Texas, into the Big Bend region. As we get into Wednesday, Fort Stockton, trying to bump into 92 degrees Fahrenheit. Remember when I said spring may be here to stay? It's also going to feel like early summer at times. 80s western half of Texas, upper 70s eastern half of Texas. As we go into Thursday, a weak cool front is going to move through. Really, the only thing this is going to do is result in gusty winds. We're going to see some northwest winds Wednesday night into Thursday. Highs in the 60s, 70s western half of Texas. So yeah, we knock down about 10 to 15 degrees. Big whoop when it's already in the 80s and 90s. That'll just push the hotter temperatures down to the Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Plains, southeastern Texas, 80s, maybe low 90s. 70s to right around 80 North Texas, the Arklatex, East Texas, down into Southeast Texas. And then on Friday, we will see some cooler temperatures, and cooler being the definition only here. 50s in the Panhandle, 60s, West Texas, Northwest Texas, the big country, Texoma, the Arklatex, 70s everywhere else to the low 80s in the Rio Grande Plains. And in case you're wondering what the temperature outlook looks like as we head into the first week of March, well, here you go. East of the Rockies across the United States, above average temperatures likely. Spring. Below average temperatures, the western third of the United States west of the Rockies. They're going to be dealing with several atmospheric river events, so a lot of precipitation out there. That'll also help keep temperatures down with increased cloud cover, and you can see that reflected in the precipitation outlook from the Weather Prediction Center. The below average precipitation chances generally encompassing us and southern Florida, with the rest of the country generally above average precipitation chances. So welcome to spring, I guess. Yay. Whoopie-doo. It's going to get warm. It's going to get windy. The allergies are going to kick our butt. There you go. There's your optimistic Monday forecast in that department. And of course, if we're going to be this warm already, we're going to have to start watching for severe weather setups as well. So we'll see. We're already watching a setup towards the final days of February. We'll see if that sets up over us or ends up being just a bit east of us in the southeastern United States. But it looks like by the 1st of March, the severe weather season will probably be kicking into gear. And that is your Monday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. As always, we thank you for watching and joining our little small-knit community. Hope you all have a great President's Day. Have a great week. Enjoy the warmer weather. We'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless.